Hey guys, it's the Casual Canuck, bringing you more Pokemon and Nintendo related news and gameplay. Alright guys, I hope you're ready to get your pitchforks and your flame swords, and we're gonna go after some people right now. And by people, I mean me. I'm actually going to try and, dare I say, make a positive video regarding Pokemon, okay? Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're gonna try and talk about some good things for a change. I already did a video last week about everything Game Freak is doing wrong when it comes to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Everybody else is doing it. You look on YouTube, everybody's got videos of the animations, and the National Dex, and the 3D models. No. Let's stop that. Let's talk about some good stuff, okay? I have a list here. We're going to try and go through this as quick as possible. Don't mind me. I'm sipping my coffee. Also, if you hear a difference from my previous videos, sorry, my studio's falling apart behind me. I got a new mic. I have a Yeti Blue, a good hookup from a friend of mine. So hopefully that sounds better. If you hear my cat in the background, that is because I have a cat, and she is kind of vocal from time to time. Alright, here we go. Let's talk about the wild area. So, something new to any Pokemon game. This is kind of like, I guess the best way I could describe it compared to other Pokemon games would be, this is like the Safari Zone, you know? Whole wide open area, tons of new Pokemon, everybody running around. It's kind of like having just, overworld encounters, kind of like we had with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So supposedly, we're going to be able to encounter the most species of Pokemon in the wild area opposed to everywhere else. And I assume that's just them talking about your standard routes like Route 2, Route 3, and you can only encounter 4 or 5 different types. But I'm also going to assume that this is going to be an evolving area where, as the story progresses, more Pokemon will unlock, we'll have more species to catch, and just on and on and on and on. The weather effects, the different types of weather, and it's called dynamic weather. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but the weather affects the different type of Pokemon that are going to show up, whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, whether it's day or night, which is nice. We're going to have different catch parameters for where we can go and catch different Pokemon. And I like that. It's been a little while since I've gone on the grind trying to catch Pokemon, kind of like how it was in Gen 2. It has more of a open world aspect, but I'm going to relate this more to something like Final Fantasy X, where 10 had more of an illusion of it being an open world. It was still very much a point A to point B corridor style game, but with how it was designed, it looked much larger than it actually was. And that's kind of how the wild area is working for Sword and Shield, is it's giving you kind of like that, just, it's an illusion that the game is bigger than it actually is. But I'm okay with that. It's different. It's new. I like new. I want new, okay? The wild area spans across multiple towns, requiring multiple returns. So, once again, as the game progresses, I'm assuming you're going to have to keep coming back and forth through that wild area. And it's just more Pokemon are going to keep popping up. And then, of course, the dynamic weather. And apparently the weather changes from day to day. I guess that is going to go off our internal clocks on our Switches, whether or not it's day or nighttime. I'm not sure how the dynamic, quote-unquote, I'm doing quoting marks with my fingers. You can't see me, at least not yet. I don't know how the dynamic's going to work, but I'm excited for it, because it's new. Alright, the whistle mechanic affects the Pokemon. So, in the trailer, you saw a little 10-year-old Jimmy there shout out at the Machoke, and Machoke was not very happy about that. No. He was going to come and pound the crap out of this kid. So, the whistle mechanic can affect Pokemon differently. So, one thing they mentioned in the treehouse was there are Pokemon that fly, and since we do not have the option of being in the air this time around, that's how we're going to encounter flying type Pokemon that are going to be up there, which, that's cool. Give me more options. I like that. And then, of course, some Pokemon are going to react differently to the whistling. Some are going to become more aggressive. Some are going to run away. On that note, there is a sneaking mechanic that kind of reminded me a little bit of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And that's going to obviously help you sneak up on Pokemon. What else have we got here? It's a whole big old list. I'm not really going through the whole thing. I don't want to bore you. Heck, I don't even know how many of you there are even going to bother watching my damn videos. To be honest, the draw distance that we saw was pretty damn solid. I was okay with the draw distance. We've all been kind of kicking that stupid Ochre Arena of Time tree down into the ground, and it's, the resolution is terrible, the textures are terrible. The draw distance, though, the draw distance was pretty good. I liked it. I mean, what more could I say? It definitely is a better draw distance than any console Minecraft. The weather can change from area to area seamlessly. I saw this. I don't understand. It kind of took me out of the loop a little bit. It shows Timmy there running from one area, just down a little path, into another area, and then you immediately see it start snowing. It goes from sun to snow. Okay, cool, whatever. I'm not really going to argue about it. But whatever, you can seamlessly change weather from area to area, which is one thing. So here's one downside I found, and it depends on the type of player that you are, but the one downside to the wild area is you can, depending on where you go, because apparently this wild area spans a pretty large distance. So apparently the further you go into the wild area, I'm talking with my hands. I don't know why I'm talking with my hands. You know what? It makes me feel comfortable. I'm a shy guy. What can I say? The further you go into the wild area, the stronger the Pokemon you can encounter. And I feel like early game, just one quick YOLO ball, and you can break the game. But once again, I guess that comes down to the type of player that you are. The plus side to this is it's quite possible that it's going to be fun for speedrunners. You can just start the game up, quickly run out, toss out a couple of balls, doesn't work, restart, go again. And you might be able to get yourself level 30, level 40, right early on. So that's something. Now here I have the battle UI, the user interface. One thing I want to talk about just very quickly is the UI is very clean. I like it. Everything's clearly labeled. Pardon myself. There's no clutter, and it's not overly colorful. It's very nice. It's very minimalistic, very professional looking. I don't need all of these colors and all this stuff just thrown in my face, Just give me a simple, clean, nice UI. Now, I know I'm kind of on my own for this one. A lot of people do like just a fancier sort of UI option. For me, I don't. I just rather get right into the thick of it, keep it simple, let the battles roll off nice and quick. I'm happy that way. So your pre-battle commands, every option has a picture or a symbol next to it, kind of telling you what it is. That's it. I mean, I wrote it down. Obviously, at the time of me writing it, I thought it was important. Now I don't think quite so much. But it's there. You have these little symbols for attack and all the different types of attacks, and obviously your elemental type of attack obviously has that element next to it as well. And then, of course, they have the single button prompts. That's been a thing since a while now, but it's nice to know it's still there, where you can just, press Y, boom, toss a Pokeball, press the other button, boom, run. Nice, it's easy. And then down here for my final set of options, or rather bonuses or pluses or just everything nice about the game. Down here I have multiplayer options, communications, and max raid battles. I kind of just jumbled it all together. It's all just kind of like a multiplayer sort of thing. So when you're in the multiplayer section, I'm still not sure how exactly that's going to work. I really hope they bring us back something kind of like a PSS from Gen 6, but you have these cool stamps that are up in the corner that show you what the other players in the area, or possibly, they didn't really mention, but possibly your friends that are online. It shows you what they're doing with these little stamps, and it's whether they're trading or they're battling. It's right there in those little symbols. It's nice. I'm assuming if you click on them, it takes you right into kind of like an interface where you could just, ask them to battle, or ask them to team up, or ask them to trade, which is nice. Once again, quality of life improvements. I like this. We're moving in a forward direction here with some of these improvements, which I'm very happy about. You can battle co-op with your friends for the raid battles, which it's nice to have more co-op options. We're so used to just the standard PvP. And I know we had the 2v2s back in Gen 6, where it's like you and your friend can battle two other people. And that was nice, but I never really, me personally, I never really used it. But one of the things for the max raid battles, which is you get the option right at the beginning, because only one Pokemon on your team can enter a max raid battle. They give you the option of one of your party Pokemon or one of your battle box, whoever's in your battle box. And it's just nice that it's right there. It's clearly done. Once again, quality of life. What else we got here? The battle UI for max raid battles has info on the top left with your team's actions. So whoever you're in the max raid battle with, on the top left of your screen, it will show all your teammates and their Pokemon, and it will show with a symbol what they're doing. So whether they're attacking, or they're using a support move, or a healing move, it gives you that option, and I am assuming that there's going to be no voice communication on the online here. They're going to require you to use the stupid phone app, but none of us are going to use the phone app. We're all probably just going to use Discord. But when you're using random battles and you're just battling with randos, I think it's nice to just have that so you're not really guessing on what's going on. And that's nice. It's good to have those options for the people that maybe, you know, you're the only person out of your friend group that has a Switch, or maybe you're the only person in your friend group that plays Pokemon. So you're stuck to using random battles with other people. So it's nice to have just some sort of semblance of, okay, we have a team and we're sort of coordinated like a team, sort of. Cool thing, excuse the beeps. I do apologize for that. We're in the... How was I? So the enemy your max raid battles, your enemy Pokemon can actually take multiple turns in a row, which I'm assuming they're doing that as a way of balancing the game. So you see in one of the videos with the Gyarados, the Dynamaxed Gyarados, he actually takes multiple turns in a row, which that's kind of cool. It kind of just adds a little bit, a little layer of difficulty. Obviously, that's not going to last long. You know, a couple of weeks into the game, most people will be running around with like already competitive ready teams, and they'll probably be able to solo one of these things. But it is nice for the early game, or who knows, maybe I'm actually not giving them enough credit. Maybe these actually will be pretty tough. Here's hoping. But it is something to note that they can use multiple attacks in a row, or, you know, multiple moves. Doesn't matter. Some Dynamax moves have added effects on top of just the attack. So I did mention that in one of my previous videos, that when a Pokemon is Dynamaxed or Gigantamaxed, that a certain move might have an added benefit, like adding Stealth Rocks to the attack on top of it, or healing your Pokemon while also attacking the enemy Pokemon. Just something to note. Then, once you get a Dynamaxed, or rather a max raid enemy Pokemon down to half health, they pull up a barrier that's got a bunch of gauges on it, and it's kind of like a substitute for a Protect. So you actually have to break down the barrier before you can injure the raid boss any further. One thing to note, which is good for people that maybe run a support Pokemon or a tank Pokemon, something that's not a sweeper, once that gauge is up, any attacking move will take a minimum of 1 gauge, which is nice. Everybody gets a chance to participate at this point, so that's nice. The Pokemon so far are looking pretty good. I think the consensus around the community so far is some of the designs that we're seeing are really nice. A lot of people are on the fence about Alcremie, and so many people are calling it Alcremie, and I hate hearing it. Even if that's the proper way to pronounce it, I will never pronounce it. And everybody keeps talking about this stupid name, and I'm just getting sick of the word cream at this point because of how it's... Anyways, the gentleman, I am drawing a blank on his name, but the gentleman behind this generation, he also was one of the art directors from Generation 5. He was the guy who designed the Vanillite line. And I didn't mind the Vanillite line, but to me they didn't really look like an ice cream other than the shape. They kind of seemed more like, it looked like ice. Here in Canada we have this stupid treat, and I don't know how people actually buy this, and I'm a sucker for it too. It's just snow with maple syrup on it. Just snow and maple syrup. Like, what? Doesn't matter. I eat it anyway. It's good. Also, maple syrup. Come on. I mean, you got to be Canadian. He is the main guy behind this generation. And one just fun fact, or maybe not fun, I'm just a giant nerd. He was only responsible for one TCG card, surprisingly enough. And it was one of the Elemental Apes, I believe. And I think it was one of the Diamond and Pearl set's Secret Encounters. I think it was Secret Encounter. I'll post a picture of the card. But yeah, he was only responsible for one card, which is weird considering how many Pokemon he's designed. Maybe now with this game he'll design some more cards. Maybe you guys watching, if how many people of you are watching, are even into the TCG. Maybe I'm just barking up the wrong tree there. And then down here I have new type combinations. So with Impidimp here being Dark and Fairy, I really hope it's Dark and Fairy. I'm not being a jackass. If I am wrong, I'm going to post that on the screen in front of you. It's a new type combination, which we haven't had yet, and we still have 24 unused types. If somebody wants, if they comment down in the comment section below, I'll literally copy and paste it from Bulbapedia, and I'll show you all the types that have yet to be used. But hopefully here with this generation, we can get at least 5 or 6 more new unused type combinations. Anything with Ice. Ice type is my favorite type, and it is a completely useless type competitively. No good physical ice attacks. And then finally, I want to end on a collector's note here. Obviously, we got a new game coming out, and I'm trying to stay as positive as possible. I know some of the community is also at that point right now where most of us are done with the hating on it. Now we're just looking forward to more stuff. One of the things I'm looking forward to is the collection aspect of it. With the Switch Lite being announced, in my previous video I posted, they are coming out with their own Pokemon Switch Lite with Zacian and Zebazenta on it. And it looks really nice. I like the color scheme that's used on it, and I'm going to be buying it. I'm going to be unboxing it on this channel. I hope y'all enjoy it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a waste of money. I already have a Switch. I already have the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Switch. But I am a sucker for anything collectible when it comes to Pokemon. You can't blame me. It's the Pokemon Company's fault. They're just asking for my money, and I have no self-restraint when it comes to Pokemans. Gotta buy all the Pokemans. But that's going to be it for me today. And that's it for today, guys. And don't forget, if you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as usual, have yourselves a Canucking good time.